Hey folks, welcome back to another Master video. First of all, this is a re-upload because I screwed up the audio on that one. I had like background music way too loud. So, shout out to folks actually notifying me about it. It's actually pretty cringe. So we're gonna do this again. So this is basically just going over, since we are getting a lot of move candies, or have been getting a lot of move candies recently, whether from events, logins, or just the Master Fair summons, right? They give a decent amount of move candy coins, right? So I thought maybe someone or some of you guys might have a move candy on hand, or you're close to getting one. So I thought we'd talk about these, right? So we did one a few months before, right? So I thought we'd update these with some of the newer units. So for the older units, I won't talk about them too much. If you guys want like more detailed explanations, you could probably watch the one I did previously. But also talk about them, I guess, right? Because probably a lot of new players or there's probably a lot of newer players here, right? So first of all, my recommendation for using move candies is just on limited units, right? Poke Fairs, Master Fairs, and seasonals. I don't really recommend using them on regular Spotlight Scout banners. Not that Spotlight Scout banner units are bad. A lot of them are fantastic, right? A lot of them better than Poke Fair units. I'd say it's probably it's just probably a bit harder to get limited units overall, right, in comparison to banner units. Since banner units, they're always, or spotlight units, they're always in the pool, right? What banner you pull on, they're there, right? So yeah, generally my advice is just to use them on limited units, right? So let's talk about them. I guess let's first start with so here's what we have. So the categories are needs 3 out of 5, and then needs 2 out of 5 but gets much better at 3 out of 5, needs 2 out of 5 but doesn't need 3 out of 5, finite 1 out of 5 but would like 3 out of 5, finite 1 out of 5 but would like 2 out of 5, and then there's the category where it's finite 1 out of 5. Let's start with the seasonals, I guess, right? Starting from the first seasonals. Seabald, Rosanna. Seabald, you need 3 out of 5. This guy has like all his good multipliers are in 3 out of 5, right? So yeah, like Crit Strike 3 is at 3 out of 5, Rising Tide's at 3 out of 5. This is big sync nuke. Crit Strike 3 obviously also adds to his sync nuke as well as the regular moves, right? Dude, look at all these great like multipliers, and then like look at the multipliers that we're getting in these anniversary units. Anyways, that aside, let's not get off topic, but yeah, he pretty much needs 3 out of 5. Moving on to the other initial Christmas unit, Rosanta. Actually, no, that's not where I think Rosanta is. Rosanta is, let me see, what did I have her? I think she's fine at 1 out of 5, but would like 3 out of 5, right? Because the thing with Rosanta over here, right? You're fine at 1 out of 5. You still get like all like this stuff, and you're built into your kit, right? It's not like her 1 out of 5 grid is that great, although you do have all the presents MP refresh, which is really good, but and all the X attack MP refresh. But overall, 2 out of 5, you get some hail stuff, right? Ice shell, if you have another hail setter, hasty hail, right? These are good, but I do think most of her stuff is at 3 out of 5. It's probably her best node is all the presents shared fortune, so it make it so that when you're using all the presents, it's like you're using 2 at once, right? So that's very good. And then you also have Cold Front if you need that, right? Hail Rally if you need that. So yeah, I'd say she's fine at 1 out of 5, but 3 out of 5 is very good. Moving on, what's the seasonals after that? What's the seasonal that we got after the, I guess it's the summer ones, right? So Lyra and Steven. Lyra's, you need 3 out of 5, right? Her multipliers are basically all at 3 out of 5. She's Special Striker, which is weird because her big move is physical. But yeah, her multipliers at 3 out of 5. You have Good Nightmare 5 at 3 out of 5, right? Player Fun Rolls at 3 out of 5 as well. You have these Sync Move power-ups at 3 out of 5. Although you also have like some stuff at 2 out of 5 that you need. The Rude Awakening 5 is at 3 out of 5, especially if you're 6-heart EX, right? Second move, Gauge Refresh and Play Rough. Actually, I would say maybe like needs 2 out of 5, but gets much better at 3 out of 5. Maybe that's a bit better. Steven is, I guess, fine at 1 out of 5, but would like 3 out of 5, right? Because this guy, like, for what he does, which is basically just set infinite hail, like, he could do that at 1 out of 5, obviously, but 3 out of 5, you do get like some stuff. You get no quarter on this, right? You get free synergy. Like, you get the free stuff, which I'm not a huge fan of, right? But you do have double down because you're syncing with him all the time, so that's always nice to have. You get Hasty Hail, which is, in my opinion, probably one of his best notes on his grid, which quick charges move gauge during Hailstorm, which is really, really good because, again, you have Hail up all the time. And that's especially good if you're running something like Hala on the team, because like Hala is obviously very, very slow. Do you really need 3 out of 5? No, but it's nice to have. His 2 out of 5 is also really good as well, I'd say. You get the flinch multipliers at 2 out of 5, right? Which is in my opinion much better than the freeze multipliers. But yeah, there's that as well. Moving on, we got the first Halloween units, right? This guy, you kind of need 2 out of 5, but you don't really need 3 out of 5. Like, his 3 out of 5 is nice, but you don't really need it. It's not, like, necessary, right? Because if you look, what do you get at 3 out of 5? You get Crunch on a Roll. You get, or not that, that's, yeah. At 2 out of 5, you get Insult or Injury, right? You get Haymaker. These are his 2 most important nodes, right, basically. Haymaker, Insult to Injury. And then you have, you know, some other stuff here and there. The second Standfast into 5, right? At 3 out of 5, again, you do get some other stuff as well, but like Crunch on a Roll, Super Duper Effective 1, First Aid, but like these aren't like that big of a deal in my opinion, right? In comparison. So, but yeah, you definitely want 2 out of 5 at least on this guy. Mimirola, this one you need 3 out of 5. Here's the unfortunate thing about Mimikyu, is all her MP refresh. That is also very unfortunate. All her MP refreshes at 3 out of 5, right? Phantom Force MP refresh 3 out of 5. Shadow Snake MP refresh 3 out of 5, right? You got, you know, Stop Hitting Yourself 5 is at 3 out of 5. Confusion Synergy 3 is at 3 out of 5, unfortunately. So yeah, you also need 3 out of 5 for her to function. Let's see. Although counter argument is like she's not that great at 3 out of 5 anyways. Like she's just not that good of a unit. She's fine at 1 out of 5 because you get the cute outfit and the all that stuff at 1 out of 5. Anyways, that aside, what's that? We got the second wave of Christmas units, right? So Skyla, I'd say yeah, probably you need 3 out of 5, right? Because Skyla gets a lot of her big multipliers. Rising Tides at 3 out of 5. Ramming Speeds at 3 out of 5. They're her 2 best multipliers. You also have Dirty Fighting 3 if you want that, right? Team Lucky Entry if you care about that. Impervious, Sharp Entry, these aren't that big of a deal, but yeah, you get your biggest multipliers at 3 out of 5. Rising Tide and Ramming Speed. Let's see, who's the other one again? Oh, Hilarica. Hilarica, you kind of need 2 out of 5, but it won't really need 3 out of 5. Although this one is slightly, you can argue otherwise as well, right? Because you do get Master Healer on Draining Kiss at 2 out of 5, but you also do get like HP Advantage 5 at 2 out of 5, and you could argue like, oh, maybe HP Advantage 5 is better than Master Healer 1, but like, is it really worth it though? Just like another candy, you know, for her, right, or whatever. You also do get a Healing Hand at 3 out of 5, but you already have one built in on your second or on one of your passive skills. Is it the second one? I don't remember. First passive, right? First passive. Moving on, you got the New Year units. Rabombi, you're fine at 1 out of 5, right? You do get Master Healer at, I think, 2 out of 5, I guess, right? I think you do get Master Healer at 2 out of 5, if I remember correctly. Never mind, no, it's 3 out of 5. Yeah, but like, Leech Life is just much more powerful than Draining Kiss in terms of like the base power, so I don't think like it should be that big of a deal. Right, but yeah, 3 out of 5 would be nice because you do get Master Healer over here, right? The 2 move gauge refreshers on Leech Life are good too, Reticure, right? So yeah, fine at 1 out of 5, but 3 out of 5 would also be pretty nice. And the other one is Gyarados. Gyarados, fine at 1 out of 5. I mean, he does have some stuff at 3 out of 5, which is like not bad, but it's also not like the biggest deal in the world. Like stuff like where is it? Paralysis Synergy, it's only 10% though, and then you have to bring like another unit to paralyze the opponent. Like you have to bring an extra unit for that, right? You have Raging Ring 2, which is nice, 20% in Rain. If you have Kyogre, then this is really nice to have, right? If you're running him with Kyogre. But overall, I don't think it's that big of a deal. It's like the move gauge refreshes is cool. Shower Power is not that great. I don't like syncing with this dude, right? What else? What's the next one? I think next one's Valentine's unit, right? The Valentine's units, Dawn's fine at 1 out of 5, but 2 out of 5 I think helps a decent amount, right? Because she does get a lot of her oh no, not supports tech. She does get a lot of her MPRs and move gauge refreshes, right? Like you get double move gauge refresh on all her moves and double MPR on her trainer move at 2 out of 5, which is nice. She also gets like healthy healing and stuff, right? Healthy healing over here, first aid, so 2 out of 5 is nice, but 1 out of 5 you have most of her functions. Whimsicott, yeah, I'd say needs 2 out of 5, but much better at 3 out of 5, I guess, right? Because Whimsicott over here, 2 out of 5 you get inertia, which is her biggest thing, right? Her biggest thing is just inertia, because she's a big sync nuker. But at 3 out of 5 you also get stuff like overpower as well, right? Which is nice. Paralysis synergy 5, right? Like at 3 out of 5 she does more DPS, like regular move damage, and then at 2 out of 5 she gets her big sync. Is basically, you know, the deal with her. Then we go to the Easter units. This guy I'd say needs 2 out of 5, but you know, it would be nice if you had 3 out of 5, right? Because at 2 out of 5 he gets 1 Master Healer, 1 MP refresh, right? You get Vigilance, which is nice, right? Some of the other stuff. But at 3 out of 5 you get like the second set of Master Healer MP and Potion MP refresh, which I'm not sure if it's really worth it picking them all up, but yeah. You also get Team Fierce entry and Team Grand entry, so it's nice to have him at 3 out of 5, but 2 out of 5 is good enough. And then the other one is, oh, May. May gets her multiplier at 3 out of 5, right? That's basically basically May. Yeah, she gets her ramming speed at 3 out of 5. Nothing much else, but it's just ramming speed, right? Which is, you know, ramming speed is well, I guess you also have HP advantage, but ramming speed is a fantastic multiplier, right? It's just such a great, easy to get multiplier for easy 30%. Since she buffs, you know, team speed herself, anyways. And then okay, so these are the new ones. These 2 summer units that we didn't talk about last time, if I remember correctly, right? But I think going over the grids, right? Let's go for Gloria's first. Gloria's, you kinda need 3 out of 5, right? Because all her stuff is at, you know, 3 out of 5. Like you have where is it? Oh yeah, you have ramming speed and super duper effective too. That's an extra 50. That's straight up 50% multiplier, right? 50% multipliers at 3 out of 5. So yeah, you kind of wander at 3 out of 5. And let's check out Marnie here as well. So Marnie over here, Grimsnarl, you get Devastation and Overpower at 3 out of 5, right? Your big multipliers. First aid as well, right? Super duper effective, quick tempo, yeah, impervious, like yeah, all this good stuff is at 3 out of 5 as well for Marnie, or at least Summer Marnie. So that's all the seasonal units, right? Let's talk about the poke fairs next, I guess. I don't exactly remember the release order of the poke fairs, so just bear with me, I guess. The first one was, you know, Cynthia and Lance. Cynthia, you need 3 out of 5. She gets ramming speed at 3 out of 5. I think Searching Sand 2 as well, right? Both ramming speed and Searching Sand 3 at 3 out of 5, and the Earthquake move gauge refresh 4, right? Everything else is kind of whatever. And then you have the other one was Lance. Lance, you 1 out of 5 is fine. His grid is just not good, right? His grid is not good at all. Yeah, like okay, like healthy healing, cool. Potion NPR, cool. But like outside of that, it's like what, like hybrid move gauge refresh, and like that's about it, right? Moving on to who's next? I think Steven, right? Steven, I'd say needs 2 out of 5, but much better at 3 out of 5. He's an interesting case. Like, he's called a striker, but he's a tech unit. He doesn't do that much damage. He's just for the tech, right? You got recuperation at 2 out of 5. You do have Haymaker at 1 out of 5, so he's like, hey, his 1 out of 5 is actually not bad, but you do get like recuperation at 2 out of 5. You get Iron Head move gauge refresh at 2 out of 5, right? Force Field that I don't really care about. And then 3 out of 5, you get Bullet Punish, Eagle Eye 9, get your Sync move, power ups. You get Aggravation on Iron Head, right? So yeah, I guess he's sort of like that. Who's next? Red, right? Red, he's fine at 1 out of 5, but would like 3 out of 5 because his 3 out of 5 does have some good stuff. And yeah, obviously his damage is really, really good, even at 1 out of 5. But at 3 out of 5, you get Speeding Sun 2, Solar Flare 5. He also has Haymaker at 2 out of 5, so his 2 out of 5 is actually not bad either. And then you also have Rejuvenate over here, also the power-ups for his Sync move. So yeah, there's that. Moving on, who's the next one? Was the next one just Sings of Cynthia? I think it is, right? I think the next one Sings of Cynthia. Sings of Cynthia is, I'd say, needs 2 out of 5, but gets better at 3 out of 5, I guess. So Komodo, yeah, at 2 out of 5, you get a decent amount of stuff. You get move gauge for Clang skills. You got like Static Shock for your Sync move, but your 3 out of 5, you get stuff like Paralysis Synergy 2, MP Refresh on your trainer move, which is nice. High 5, which is good, right? Your second move gauge refresh Clang skills because she's really, really slow. And let's see what's next after that. It's either Alder or N. I think it's Alder. I don't really remember if it's Alder or N. Let's just go Alder, I guess. Again, it doesn't really matter. It's just an order of me talking about these units. I think he's fine at 1 out of 5, but would like 3 out of 5. Obviously, his damage does increase a lot at 3 out of 5 because at 3 out of 5 he does get both Overpower and Devastation. Right, but I mean, he is a Hyper Beam unit. He's fine at 1 out of 5. Hyper Beam still does a lot of damage at 1 out of 5. But he also gets the Struggle Bug stuff at 3 out of 5 as well, if you want to play with that, which is pretty fun, honestly. You get a Move Gauge Fresh at 3 out of 5 as well, but yeah, that's all there, I guess. And I think he's fine at 1 out of 5, but his Sync move stuff is all at 3 out of 5. If you care about syncing with him, like his Sync is pretty good. He's like around like Zipstrika's level Sync nuke wise, right? Even though it doesn't seem like it, but he just has like a lot of Sync move power up nodes. There's a Static Shock 3 as well, right? But if you're just going for like Bolt Strike DPS, then 1 of 5 is more than enough. And moving on, I think next is Gloria. Gloria's grid is terrible. There's just nothing there, unfortunately, right? There's just nothing there. Like everything is on her base kit. Like, what is this? There's like what move gauge refresh beam blade, and that's like literally it, right? Like, oh my god, this grid is bad. Oh, you know what? I skipped over the Anni units. The Anni units were before Alder and they were after Cynthia. These guys, he needs 2 out of 5, but gets much better at 3 out of 5. Yeah, he has to have 2 out of 5, right? This guy has to have 2 out of 5. Because the strongest node in his grid is this MP Refresh to the top, and he gets that 2 out of 5, right? Because if you don't have this, you can't max out your team's crit, right? But outside of that, there's some good stuff at 3 out of 5 as well. There's Impervious, Wise Entry, sometimes useful. Party Crashers is useful in Villa if you're trying to run it with like Cyrus or something, right? Or any other crit focus units. Refreshing Rain is nice to run in rain teams. Raging Rain 3 is good, right? Running in rain teams. And Leaf, you kind of need 3 out of 5. All right, if you're just using her as a debuffer, first of all, you're completely wasting this unit. But you could do it at 1 out of 5. But like all her good stuff is at 3 out of 5. Toxic Power 5 is at 3 out of 5. Relentless at 3 out of 5. People overlook her damage a lot. Her damage is actually really, really good. What else? HP Advantage if you care about that. I don't really. Discombobulate if you care about that. But you also have another Potion Master Healer. Or not another, but you have Potion Master Healer 2 at 3 out of 5 as well, right? So yeah, there's that. Moving on, I think it should be the units that came out this year, right? Who came out first? I want to see Lysander, right? This guy needs 3 out of 5. He's like Steven. Pretty similar to Steven overall, right? His 3 out of 5 gets him the Aggravation on Dark Pulses, right? To start, get Harry 2 as well. Healthy buffer 5, right? Because or else his stats aren't that great. For surviving. HP advantage, I guess. Rejuvenate 6 if you care about that, right? I guess he's I don't know. He's like he's fine at like damage wise, he's fine, but like all his like tech stuff is at 3 out of 5. So maybe I'll change it, I guess. Maybe if you just want him to do flying type damage, 1 out of 5, he's fine. He just doesn't do all like the cool stuff like the flinch, whatever, tank, evil tall, right? Moving on. Let's see who else we got. Who's next? I think I want to say Raihan, Duraludon, right? Duraludon, yeah, I'd say you need 3 out of 5. Right, this kind of changed because like Ingo. I mean, if you don't have Ingo, then you don't really need his 3 out of 5 because 3 out of 5 is just like the sand stuff, right? Got Surging Sands 3, Sandblaster 5. You also have Tough Cookie here, right? Yeah, I think 3 out of 5 is pretty big for him. Grand Entry, yeah, some other stuff. So, wait, no, you're up here. So that's the wrong line. Next should be the 1.5 anniversary units, I want to say, right? Starting with Leon, obviously. He's fine at 1 out of 5, but his multipliers at 3 out of 5, right? His multipliers are at 3 out of 5. Burn Synergy's here. Scorching Sync 5 is here, right? Sync Burst, Fast Track, which I actually like a lot. Healthy Super Hit. Right, his multiplier's at 3 out of 5, but he should still destroy at 1 out of 5. He should be fine. What else? Marnie Pecco. Fine at 1 out of 5 if you just want to, do Power Trip spam, right? Ooh, not Striker. Even though she seems like Striker. If you want a Power Trip spam, she's good at 1 out of 5. Big damage. But her Sync Nuke is at 3 out of 5, right? Static Shock 3 is here. Inertia's down here, right? MP Rekindle's here, right? Which is very good for Balvilla. If you want to destroy Balvilla with Marnie, you kind of need 3 out of 5. Here's Super Preparation 4 on Snack Time as well, right? The War Wheels thing sucks, don't care. What else? I think the game for Champion Iris, I want to say, right? I might be wrong, but whatever, doesn't matter. She's fine at 1 out of 5, I guess. She does get her she does get Devastation at 3 out of 5 if I remember correctly. Not support. Yeah, Devastation at 3 out of 5, but like outside of that, she's just a Hyper Beam unit. Hyper Beam, it's Moonblast, hit the gas, but like Hyper Beam-ish unit. But she does get like Double Down, Devastation at 3 out of 5, I guess. But yeah, outside of that, it's like not that big of a deal. What else? We have Champion Iris. Yeah, she needs to be at 3 out of 5. Like she's just not a good unit at all if you have her at 1 out of 5, unfortunately. Here we go. Yeah, her multipliers are at 3 out of 5. Right, here's Devastation, here's Pecking Order. Like if you don't have her at 3 out of 5, like even 2 out of 5 sucks. Like if you don't have her 3 out of 5, she's basically just fodder, right? Like there really is no, like why would you run her over like there's very few scenarios where you'd run her over Getsus, right? For example, if you don't have her 3 out of 5, like yeah, like the move gauge challenge is nice, but like outside of that, Getsus just does the double debuffing for units that have like both Devastation and Pecking Order, just does it better. For example, like N, right? Gets just better with N. Yeah, 1 out of 5. Yeah. What else? Who's next? I want to say Groudon Kyogre next, right? Yeah, Groudon Kyogre. Groudon Kyogre, they're both fine at 1 out of 5, but they both like absolutely like destroy at 3 out of 5, right? They get like so much good stuff at 3 out of 5, both of them. But yeah, like obviously again, them at 1 out of 5 destroys every stage. But them at 3 out of 5 destroys every stage even harder, right? Super Rain. This is an incredible node, right? Shower Sink, right? Shower power, like they're basically the mirror nodes. Like you have the super effective up at 3 out of 5. They both have the weather on sync first time at 3 out of 5. They have the sync power up and weather at 3 out of 5, and then they also have their thunder / solar beam nodes at 3 out of 5, right? The Raging Rain 5 on thunder, another move gauge refresh for thunder, right? This stuff doesn't really matter, but yeah, you get a lot of stuff with Kyogre and Groudon at 3 out of 5, but again, they still destroy at 1 out of 5. Groudon's the same except opposite. I guess Groudon's is like a bit better in terms of like the solar beam stuff, right? Yeah, Super Sun over here, Solar Sync, Solar Flare, and then Mind Game Sign, Solar Beam, Charging Sun 5, Solar Beam, right? Like these guys are really good as like a water type, ground type damage healer at 1 out of 5, but if you want them to be a really good electric type and grass type damage healer, then you probably need 3 out of 5 over here, right? Moving on, it's these two. These two we didn't go over last time, so I guess we'll look at them right now, right? Ingo, I think you need 3 out of 5, right? Because you do have Sandstorm MP refreshes at 3 out of 5, unfortunately. You don't really need an MP refresh on Sandstorm for like Master Mode, but like except for like longer stages, longer modes like Legend Arena and stuff, you might want the MP refresh on Sandstorm, right? As for some other stuff, you got Potion MP refresh here, Quick Cure, which is good. Yeah, that's about it, right? It's mainly the Sandstorm, although he does also get much better at 2 out of 5 as well. He gets, well, I wouldn't say much better, but he gets like both Master Healer on Potion here as well, right? So yeah, I'd say 3 out of 5 for this guy. Archeops, I'd say he should probably be fine at 1 out of 5, but he does get really good at 3 out of 5 as well. Right, where is he? There he is. Yeah, because at 3 out of 5 he gets the Sand Sink, you get Sand Blaster 5, right? You get Rock Slide Aggravation, Crit Strike 2 on Stone Edge. So yeah, there's quite a few good things for him as well at 3 out of 5. I don't think it's really necessary. And then it's this guy. He's fine at 1 out of 5, but if you want like his Sync Nuke is at 3 out of 5 if I remember correctly. And his Eterna Beam powers up is at 3 out of 5 as well, right? Inertia's here, Eterna Beam 100 power here. Yeah, everything else is kind of whatever though. Okay, Power Flux is okay-ish, but I'm not a huge fan. And then the 3 anniversary units. I think you need at least. Okay, well, let's just go in order since we went this far. Lily came out slightly earlier. I think she's fine at 1 out of 5. Hot take, maybe. I think a lot of people, oh no, you need her at 3 out of 5. I don't really care, honestly. I think she's fine at 1 out of 5. Like, what does she get at 3 out of 5? She gets, this is her best node, probably, right? Brain Sync 3, which is extra 30% when you sync, which is nice, but do you really need it? I don't really think so. Power Flux 3 is not that great of a multiplier. Alright, caps out at 0.18, which is something, but like, you also don't really get that, because like, you usually use our mash mode, yeah, like 4 gauges, so it's like, it caps out at like what, 0.12 instead, which is not that much for like 10 energy. I don't really care. It's good to have though if you do have her at 3 out of 5, and then yeah, like Health Healing, which is cool. Potion Amber Refresh is, yeah, fine. Moonblast Crit Strike 1, like yeah, like it's I don't like her. Okay, this is like gimmicky. But like her big thing is like Brain Sync 3, which extra 30% on Sync, again, good, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. Like her whole kit is good at base, right? Without her grid. Reshiram, yeah, I do think you need 2 out of 5, but it gets much better at 3 out of 5. Cause this guy, like, his multipliers, like, okay, he has 1 multiplier at 2 out of 5, one multiplier at 3 out of 5. 2 out of 5 you get Pecking Order. And then 3 out of 5 you get, where is it, man? It's a new unit. Oh, Devastation, right? Devastation at 3 out of 5, Pecking Order at 2 out of 5. So, yeah, what can you do, right? That's some other stuff. 3 out of 5 you get Healthy Super Hit. You get Pep Rally, which is nice. But I wouldn't say, like, necessary, right? But, yeah, you definitely need at least one of those multipliers, or else what are you doing with this guy, right? And then, Steven, I'd say, I think he's fine at 1 out of 5. Like, this guy's, like, his most, like, Steven, like, Wait, no, he's physical, right? Physical. Yeah, like a good percentage of his kit is just here, right? Just in his passives. Outside of that, like his grid is whatever, right? Like clear sync up. Like this stuff is not good. This stuff is not good. This stuff is not good. This is okay. This is not bad. This is not bad. All right, this is. But like if you're running like Maxi Lara, you don't need this. If you're running Maxi Lara, you don't need this, right? Yeah, like move gauge refresh is cool, but like yeah, if you want him for drag damage, Drake Meteor Crit Strike 2 is nice. But yeah, he's fine as he is at 1 out of 5. So anyways, that's me for this one. I guess hope you all enjoyed. Like guys, think in the comments down below. Like enjoy this video, subscribe to our channel for some more Pokemon Masters content. I'm filming this right before the Seaman summons. I'm 5 minutes before I have to go live, so thank goodness I finished this in time. So anyways, I'll see you guys at the Seaman summons, although I'll probably be live before this video goes up because YouTube takes a while to upload. But anyways, have fun folks, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Sorry about the first upload, unfortunately.